Faisal figured out that there's a solo directly in front of them, and unfortunately for HD, this is the last stop you want to see. Shark, Teeny barreling down your direction, and that's just going to be another freebie elimination for these two to pick up.
And we joke about them not having to play this way in the Grands lobby, but we've seen it over the years where a team will just have a really rough start to a game, where they really need to start to claw things back and have a big game to save their grand finals. And so in many ways, like, this is a bit of practice for that scenario for them, right? As far as frankly nowhere near top 10 in consistency, and so need to win this game.
This is all or nothing right now for Reason and Khan. They don't want to try and stick around to see what that last chance lobby might be looking like. They want to see whether or not they can actually bring it home here in Game 5. The main priority for a lot of these teams to think about subconsciously is trying to avoid where they think Shark and Teeny might be headed next. And one thing's for sure is that Shark and Teeny have been very, very aggressive towards trying to overtake the high ground. So if you are one of those teams that's sort of hovering just outside that placement consistency zone, maybe height is not exactly going to net you any favors this game. And for Swizzy, Shark and Teeny, just gonna put him in the dirt. They're not gonna give him the chance. Pixie to try and see whether or not he can recoup. Shark and Teeny, they are just fighting their own separate battles. Two players working as individuals right now. They're still functioning the same to contribute points to their overall count, because every single fight that they've started, they've managed to finish.
Yeah, these guys are gonna be a big problem, because this is a game where people will be trying to take height, or at least you think people will want to try and take height desperately to save their tournament. And if these guys are already up there waiting to fight you, they want the scrap. That's the thing, they want the fight with you right now. And that becomes really problematic. Pixie is so down below on Surge that I don't think there's much hope for him here.
This is where he knows if he just had Swizzy next to him, maybe take off some of that pressure. But you can't heal and look for damage, and when you are sitting so far underneath that Surge threshold, Pixie's gonna resort to his final option to just hoping that a player gets eliminated in time for the Surge to turn off.
Duo, one of the teams who was barely in on consistency now, so this game is huge for them. They need a big game to keep themselves in on that consistency front.
You saw exactly what the Neil and Jew had just been looking at. The glimpse over towards the high ground. Shark and Teeny appear to have control of it, but Kiro walks from underneath. Pablo Chino now starting to come alive here in some of these final moments, but walks Kiro. They've got to try and match steps here. Some of these other teams, but Deal has lost Jew somewhere along the way here, though, and down to his...
The Storm, and it will leave the opportunity for Shark and Teeny to win the game. 23 elimination win after their previous 18 elim second. These guys are a different gravy tackle.
Hey, better late than never. After all, Shark and Teeny, we already knew what they were capable of, but good to see them actually build that victory royale in the final hour. But still, Frankie, Takada, Minnie, everything that you guys saw, I want to hear it.
I saw cinema, and I want to go back for seconds, guys. Project it, 70mm IMAX, move over the Odyssey, because Shark and Teeny are in town. They're going to the grand finals. That was never in doubt before they played a single game. The fact that they were just, the momentum, they were just unstoppable, Takata, makes me so excited to see if they can take Major 2 by force next weekend.
Yeah, I mean, 3 second places, hat trick second place, finishing off with a